Welcome, my friend. John Thomas coming to you live from my home office here in Albany, Georgia. And today, I know you probably see my hoodie on, and yeah, I've been letting my dog out in the cold, so I just kind of kept it on it. So when I have to run him out because he got to go use the restroom, and actually we got a little snow down here in Albany, Georgia, and I want to give a special shout out and a special prayer request for those up in the Atlanta area who were faced with so much, so many challenges when it came to the storm. But I always believe in success comes in the eye of the storm. So you definitely want to make sure that you're not allowing it to cause you to look at life from a negative perspective, but you always want to look for opportunity in any challenge. And today I want to speak with you on something very, very powerful. I want to share some very powerful, life-changing information that if you take it, and if you take heed and begin to apply it in your life, you definitely will see some amazing results. I can assure you, your life will begin to change. And today I want to speak on the 4 challenges we face living in a capitalistic society. And it is these 4 challenges that are keeping us from becoming wealthy, that are keeping us from becoming financially free. Most people, they don't understand how this system works. So I'm going to break it down to you in the simplest way, the way that I can. And there are 4 challenges that you, I, and everybody else in America faces. And the first challenge is inflation. So John, what is inflation? Inflation simply is, and we're going to use the $20 bill for example. And when I speak of the $20 bill, it doesn't have the value that it once had. That's what inflation is. Inflation is the value of the dollar decreasing. So where $20, and and I always like to use a personal experience. I actually remember back in 1993, I used to rent a lot of cars, and I can remember because they were new cars, I could fill those cars up for maybe $10, $15 at the most. Now we know if you pull up to a gas pump with $10 or $15, you will be stopping again pretty soon. So $20 won't do what $20 did 10, 15, 20 years ago. Another example is grocery, because I know all of us have to eat. So we go in the grocery store, and where milk used to be $1 and something, $2 at the most, now you're talking $4. So $20 can't do what it used to do. And what happens is, you're still on your job, even if you have a raise, your raise is not at the rate of inflation. So where you may have gotten a raise, but due to the price change or the inflation on everything around you, now your raise is really not a raise, because they didn't only raise your paycheck, but they double raised the price on everything else. So I hope you kind of understand that. The second thing is taxes. And most people don't, they don't pay attention to taxes. It's the biggest check they get, people get at the most money most people have in a whole year. So they're so super excited, but I want to educate you on a tax refund. And I did a short video a short period ago that kind of told you what refund basically means. Refund is, means back, fund means money. So basically the government is giving you back your money. And what happens is they take this money, well, they don't take it, you give it to them. Because when you fill out your W-4 incorrectly, which the IRS website clearly states, over 80% of the people every year overpay in taxes. So I'm not telling you don't pay your taxes. This is not a go against the government type training, and it's only enlightenment. Uncle Sam tell you this himself. You just have to go to the website to see. Most people just refuse to read. But you paying taxes. You paying taxes all year. The government takes your money. Well, you give the government your money. They invest it, draw interest off your money, and give you your money back, and they keep the interest. And even Uncle Sam tells you, he even encourages you to get your money back and pay off some of the debt you have. But, like I say, most people don't read. And what about if you took your own money and invested it at a higher rate, where you could not only get your money back, but draw interest off your own money. Man, that's just, it's common sense. But as Steve Harvey always say, common sense ain't always common. But hopefully some of you got it, and some of you will make a decision to take your money and invest it in yourself where you can draw interest. And it leads into the number 3 challenge we face, which is debt. And hopefully you'll use that money to pay off some debt. So what is debt, John? Most people know what debt is. They feel like I'm in the hole, I owe somebody, I got a mortgage, I got a car payment, I got a credit card payment. And so many people are living like this, and the sad thing is, sometimes in my training or sometimes in dealing with people, I meet people who would, they would try to make it like they are living a great life when they're living a life in debt from the neck up. It's like they're broke on a higher level. That's what that's my explanation. You just broke on a higher level. Yeah, of course you got all these things, but you're working all year just to pay bills. You never can really go enjoy what you have because you got to work harder. If they say overtime, you're breaking your neck to do overtime to what? To pay off debt. So if you minimize your taxes and get your money back, you can actually begin to pay off some of your debt. Just think about this for a minute. If you didn't have debt, you could actually live off $1,200 a month. Not saying that you want to, but I'm just showing you it's the debt that keeps us getting up to the alarm clock, going to work. It's not the choice, it's the debt. So definitely you want to minimize your taxes, to get some money back in your household. Now you can pay off and eliminate some of this debt. And the last challenge is less than positive cash flow decisions. Now what do you mean about that, John? And it's simple like this. Marketing and advertising and the big businesses always have something for you to buy. And so what you had the iPhone S, they come out with the iPhone 5. You had the Xbox 360, they come out with the Xbox One. And I actually talked to a young lady and it was quite disturbing. She didn't know it, but she said she thought she was bragging, saying, I just bought a Xbox One and I almost paid $800 for the hookup. And I'm thinking, $800 just on a game. You saying you bought it for your kid, which that's okay if you can afford it. But knowing that you done stretched and you done did all different type things to get this because everybody else talking about an Xbox One. See, Xbox already rich. And that's my thing. I refuse to continue to make everybody else rich while me and my family continue to struggle. So less than positive cash flow to see. And I'm going to kind of break a calendar breakdown on, and I can't remember all the months off the top of my head, but we're going to start with December. Spending money. Christmas. Leads up to New Year's Eve, all the way to New Year, you're spending money. February, you got Valentine's. You got to get your boo thing something. You got to spend some more money. March, I can't actually remember. April, you got Easter. So it's the Easter suits, on and on. May, what's Mother's Day, June, Father's Day, July, 4th of July, so your fireworks, you're celebrating, you're partying. August, I can't remember. September, I know it's Labor Day, Memorial Day, one of those days. October, you have Easter, and the sad thing is most people say, I don't really celebrate those ghosts and goblins, but you're having a Halloween costume party. Come on, man, we got to keep it real with ourselves if you want to become wealthy. November, Thanksgiving, you're traveling, you're eating, you're buying food, so there's always things in place to get your attention off of creating wealth and keep your attention on spending. And the thing what I do now, if it don't reproduce, I refuse to spend my money on it. It's simple as that. My money have to have some type of ROI, return on investment. But those are the 4 challenges we face. I don't want to keep you too long, but the number 1 is inflation. If your check is not growing at the rate of inflation, your money value is decreasing. Number 2 is debt. Number 3 is minimizing your taxes. And number 4 is less than positive cash flow decisions. If you got any value out of this, subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment below. I'll definitely get back with you. For additional training, you can click the link below, the blueprinttoprofit.com. That's some more additional training from it. Also, you can connect with me on my blog, where I have a host of training, and I always continue to add more and more training at john-thomas.net. And until the next time, consider MVP Success Group, where the only team where everyone is an MVP.